Hi everyone, welcome to our stamp carving tutorial with the Ford Studios. In this tutorial, we will be teaching you how to cut and carve your own rubber stamps. Let's have a look at what we have in our stamp carving kit. So here we have some design templates for you guys to copy, a pencil, an art knife. This one doesn't have its blade attached yet, a pouch for you to keep your stamps, a large rubber block with a tracing paper, some extra blades, and an ink pad. We also have some craft tags for you guys to stamp on, and last of all, our stamp carving kit instructional booklet, which is also hand-drawn by the way. Okay, let's assemble our art knife first. So it comes with a cap. Take it out. You have your extra blades, and carefully take one out. Unscrew your cap so that you can place your blades in later. Okay, you see that slot there? Now we're going to take one blade and we're going to put it in between the slot. Make sure that the shiny sharp side is outside. And we're going to place our cap back on, careful. And we're going to screw it in tightly. There you go. Okay, so for our stamp designs, let's choose this little cute Abby sushi. Now take a tracing paper and put it over your design. You're gonna take your pencil and go over the black outlines. Go over the outlines. If you see that it's thick, draw a thick line. If you see that it's thin, draw a thin line. Our tracing should look clean and clear. Okay, now you see the black areas. We want to make markings on our tracing so that we know which parts not to cut out. So I'm gonna do some hatching, which is just stripes across the black areas. Or you could even color it in, like how I did for the eyes. See? Okay, now we're gonna place our tracing pencil side down onto the rubber block. Our image should look like it's flipped. Use the back of the art knife to transfer your image by rubbing it down onto the rubber block. If you don't have this art knife, you can use anything that's hard and rounded or smooth. Flip your tracing paper, try not to shift it to check whether you missed any spots. There you go, the image is transferred. This applies to text as well. So if you are carving a flipped image, when you stamp it, it will flip back to normal. Okay, now I'm gonna bring out my trusty cutting mat so that we don't cut the table. Okay, I got my block ready. And I got my penknife ready as well. So this is a regular penknife. This will help with cutting through the thick block. However, if you only have the art knife, you can still make small shallow cuts and it will still go through. Always be careful, never rush when you're cutting. So I'm gonna form a square. First I'll cut from one side all the way past my design. Okay, and now I'm gonna flip the block. And I'm just gonna cut through until I reach the first cut. There you go. Okay, so I'm just gonna pluck it out. Alright, now we can start carving our block. Always remember to carve towards yourself slowly. You will need your art knife for this part. So when we cut, we are gonna cut at a 45-degree angle. Alright, so not straight down but angled out away from your design. So I'm just gonna carefully cut along the edge away from the design at a 45-degree angle. Take your time and go slowly. As you encounter curves, you should always turn your block. You can turn a little bit of your blade, but it will not go very far. So the best thing to do is to rotate your block. Always be cutting towards yourself. Alright, so it shouldn't look very different, it should look exactly the same, just that it has a small cut inside. Now we are gonna cut an area outside of our first cut, forming a valley. So this cut will be angled 45 degrees towards our stem design. This will form a valley that we can remove later. Carefully lift off the extra piece that you can take out now. You can use your blade to poke it and lift it off, or you can use your fingers. Never ever jab at your rubber block and never ever use force because you might harm yourself. There we go. Now the same thing applies for the inside of the design. So you're gonna use your knife to cut at a 45-degree angle away from the line. And we're gonna cut at a 45-degree angle towards our first cut so that we form a removable valley. If your area is small enough, you can actually do your second cut on the edge of the next line. For larger areas, you can cut multiple valleys that are parallel to each other instead of one big valley, because that may go through your block and we don't want that. So I'm just going to carve out the rest of my design and I'll show you guys what it will look like.
You make it hard to say goodbye. I die a little every time. I find it impossible to leave you with that look in your eyes. So you make it hard to say goodbye. Little tiny Aphrodite, I don't wanna wake you up. When you smile in your sleep, I wonder what you're dreaming of. You got that temporary cherry blossom potion on your lips. I wanna swallow up your ocean, but I only got a sip. And there's an Uber on the way because my flight is in an hour. I still gotta pack a bag and brush my teeth and take a shower. So I take a mental picture cause I know I'm gonna need it. The hardest part of loving you is leaving. I don't want to, but I have to. I already feel so lonely. I don't want to, but I have to. I gotta let you go. You make it hard to say goodbye. Yeah. I die a little every time. I find it impossible to leave you with that look in your eyes. So you make it hard to say goodbye. Supermodel Dalai Lama, you're the lover from above. You're that lightning in a bottle, I can't ever get enough. It's like my hand is on the throttle, but my heart is on the clutch.
Okay, so it should look like this. Now I'm gonna take out my pen knife again and I'm gonna be cutting out the borders. You can cut through that first mold around your design. However, I like to cut it this way. So I'm gonna place my pen knife just beyond the first color, maybe about 1 or 2 mm from the surface of the design. See? Okay, you got it right? Okay, so I'm gonna slowly cut through the block. Always be cutting towards the table, not towards yourself now, because since we're using a lot of pressure, it's safer that the knife be pointed towards the table. flip your block over and cut all around your design. Okay, I'm gonna place it on its back, and now taking my knife, I'm gonna make a small slit so that I reach that cut that I just made. So now I can actually peel out the rubber that's around the design. If you can't peel it out cleanly, you can use your knife to slowly cut away areas that may still be stuck. Okay, so now I'm just going to use my knife again to trim around the edges and get rid of the sharp corners, because these areas may actually be printed out onto your paper. To remove the pencil line, we can use a kneadable eraser, or we can use a glue tack, something sticky. So let's see how this works. You're just gonna tap it until all the pencil marks come out. If you don't have glue tack or a kneadable eraser, you can actually use masking tape. Just roll the masking tape so that the sticky side is outside, and you can just tap away and your pencil mark will disappear. There we go, all clean. Alright, we can start stamping now. So this is my own personal ink pad, which is a little bit dirty, which is normal after many uses. Normally, you would want to take your ink pad and put it upside down and tap it onto your stamp. But since you can't see it on the video, I'm actually gonna take the stamp and do it opposite way. So hold the stamp on its edges so that your fingers don't get the ink. And you're just gonna tap down. Don't press it down all the way in, or you might get ink inside the crevices of the stamp. So just tap, tap, tap lightly, and you can check. You can check whether every part of the stamp is inked. Alright, I think we all know this part. So you're just gonna put it down on the paper, ink side down, and press. Ta-da! There we have it. So after you stamp your stamp, you can actually tell which areas have not been cut properly. So I'm just gonna get rid of this area here so that the curve will be much cleaner. Oh, there's another curve there. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm just gonna tap, 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 tap. And it looks pretty good. Okay, let's have a look. Alright. Okay, moment of truth. Perfect! So I hope you found this video useful, and if you want to get the art kit for yourself, you can find it on our website on the link in our description. See you! Bye!